You've had days where your emotions felt bigger than you, haven't you? Where a simple comment hits like a storm and you can't explain why. You promise yourself you'll stay calm next time, but the moment arrives and your body reacts before your mind does. It's not failure. It's your nervous system doing what it learned to do, protect you from danger even when there is none. You weren't taught emotional regulation. You were taught suppression, silence, and survival. But emotions never disappear when ignored. They just change form. They become tension in your chest, heaviness in your words, distance in your relationships. The truth is, your emotions are not against you. They're signals begging you to listen differently. Inside your brain, there's an ancient alarm system called the amygdala. It fires every time something feels uncertain or threatening. When you live in constant stress, that alarm forgets how to turn off. Suddenly, a late reply or a harsh tone feels life or death. You're not overreacting, you're overstimulated by patterns built long ago. But your brain isn't static. It rewires with every new choice you make. Neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity, the art of change written in biology. Each time you pause before reacting, your prefrontal cortex strengthens its link to emotion. You're literally building a new bridge between instinct and awareness, between pain and peace. That pause is your power. It's small, fragile, often invisible to others. But in that moment, your mind learns to choose instead of explode. You start to notice the rise before the fall. You catch the emotion mid-flight and name it instead of becoming it. That's emotional regulation in action, quiet mastery, replacing chaos. Regulating emotion doesn't mean numbing yourself. It means translating what your feelings are trying to tell you. Anger often hides hurt. Sadness often hides unmet needs. Fear often hides desire. When you understand the story beneath the feeling, you shift from reacting to healing. That's how awareness becomes medicine. You might still have moments where you lose control, and that's okay. Growth isn't measured by perfection, but by recovery. The more you practice returning to center, the easier it gets. Your nervous system learns safety one breath at a time, and safety is what rewires the entire mind. As your inner world settles, relationships begin to change too. The chaos fades. You stop taking every silence personally. You stop assuming distance means rejection. You start communicating instead of defending. Boundaries become less about walls and more about clarity. People sense your groundedness and respond to it. When you regulate, love feels different. It's no longer a battlefield of triggers, but a shared space where emotions are allowed without judgment. You stop searching for someone to calm you down because you've learned how to self-soothe. That's emotional maturity, not coldness, but presence. Your thoughts slow down. Your breathing deepens. The same situations that once pulled you apart now invite you to look inward. You begin asking, what is this emotion trying to show me? Instead of how do I get rid of it? That shift alone changes everything. You stop fighting your own reflection. This process isn't instant. Emotional regulation is a skill, like learning a new language, one made of sensations, patience, and self-trust. You'll forget the words sometimes. You'll fall back into old habits. But every time you return, you strengthen the new neural pathway of calm. When you feel triggered, pause. Name the emotion: anger, sadness, fear. Say it silently, then validate it. Tell yourself, it makes sense that I feel this way. Your brain calms down when it feels understood, even by you. That single act is psychological safety in motion. Then, check the story behind the emotion. Is it based on fact or on an old wound resurfacing? This simple inquiry separates emotion from assumption. It turns overwhelm into information. When you question the story, you reclaim control of the narrative your mind tries to write for you. Next, practice the wise mind, the quiet space between emotion and logic. It's where clarity lives. Not everything your feelings say is truth, but they always point towards something real. Listen without obeying. That's balance, the sacred middle between chaos and coldness. Some days you'll need opposite action. When you want to isolate, reach out. When you feel hopeless, move your body. Behavior can lead emotion just as emotion leads behavior. That's how you remind your brain that it has more than one path to safety. Track your window of tolerance. When you're too activated, even kindness feels like pressure. When you're shut down, even love feels distant. Learning to notice where you are fight, flight, or freeze helps you guide yourself back to balance before you collapse or lash out. Regulation doesn't erase intensity. It teaches you to hold it. You learn to feel deeply without drowning, to let waves move through you without being swept away. That's not control, it's emotional freedom. The ability to experience fully without losing yourself inside it. Your triggers will still appear, but now they become teachers. Every reaction you once hated becomes a signal from your nervous system. There's still pain here. Let's look. And the more you look, the less it rules you. Awareness dissolves control. Even the body joins the healing. As your emotions settle, your heartbeat steadies, your digestion improves, your sleep deepens. The body no longer needs to scream what the mind refuses to hear. Inner peace is not abstract, it's physiological harmony. Soon, people notice the difference. You respond slower, speak softer, hold eye contact longer. You don't avoid conflict, you navigate it. You become the calm presence that others borrow peace from. Not because you're detached, but because you've built stability inside. Self-trust grows quietly. You stop fearing your reactions. You can handle both rage and tenderness, loss and joy. You no longer apologize for feeling, only for acting without awareness. That's what emotional regulation gives you: inner leadership. Every moment you choose to breathe instead of burst, you're reshaping your brain. New neurons connect. Old reflexes fade. What once felt impossible becomes instinct. You are literally becoming someone your past self could only imagine, and slowly peace no longer feels foreign. It feels familiar. You start craving stillness instead of chaos. The silence that used to scare you becomes home. That's when you know your emotions no longer control you. You dance with them instead. This isn't spiritual bypassing or toxic calm. It's emotional wisdom. It's the art of feeling everything and choosing presence anyway. The world doesn't get easier. You just stop being at war with yourself. That's real healing. So next time the storm comes, don't fight it. Feel it. Watch it. Let it pass. Then remind yourself you are not the wave. You are the ocean holding it. Your emotions were never the enemy. They were always the map guiding you home.